Syracuse, please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I look back on the time that I was in Chicago, like out on my own for the first time, just like learning about myself, learning about life, and like, I am begging. I don't like to beg, but I am begging, like all of us, especially like young men. You a young man out on your own for the first time. There's some things I'm begging you. You got to. You have to invest in soaps. I know good men. These are good men. These are good people. These are good young men. They're not gonna cheat, they're not that type of person, but they have some misconceptions about life, like one soap can do it all. I am begging you. It can. First of all, a bar can't do everything. I had a friend, we were all out on our own for the first time. We all, sharing our experiences, getting our own first apartments and stuff like that. And he had one bar of soap. One bar of soap to do everything. Yeah. There's little things like that. One bar of soap. He had one bar of Dial soap in his kitchen. Looks like everyone here was raised right. He had one bar of Dial soap in his kitchen. I saw the bar of Dial soap in the kitchen. I was like, interesting, okay. And later on, we were hanging out for a while. I was at his place for hours, and eventually I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and then I went to wash my hands. But there was nothing. There was nothing. There wasn't a bar in the bathroom, and I checked the shower. I was checking, I didn't even see body wash. There was nothing at all. I just had wet hands. I was just wet. Not clean, slippery. Because that's also a whole different conversation. Just because you have wet your hands does not mean you have clean hands. You cannot just wet your hands. This is how disease spreads. You cannot just be wet and nasty. You're still nasty. You're just nasty, but slipperier now. In fact, you have become a super spreader. You now easier to be nasty because you can flip the nasty. You say you wash your hands, you wet your hands. So then, I'm over here, okay, there's nothing in here. There's not a single thing, and he lives alone, there's not a single thing in here. So I was like, okay, look, maybe I caught him on a bad day. He needed to go shopping, something like that. So then I did something I very rarely do, but I went ahead and under the sink, opened the cabinet to see if there was just a bar there. Nothing. He didn't even have cleaning products or medicine, or there was just pipe under there. Nothing. There was nothing. And so then finally I got, ask him for some soap. So I get ready to leave the bathroom, but it's hard because it's a doorknob. My hands are very wet, and so it took a while. Took it embarrassing. I was over here like. I finally make it out of the bathroom. And I go to him like, hey, there's no soap in your bathroom. And he's like, oh, my bad, soap's out here. And I said, what? And he was like, yeah, the soap's out here. And he pointed to the soap that was on the kitchen sink, the dial soap that he apparently also uses on the plates. I don't know what's nastier now. Washing my hands with soap here, because this is the only only bar soap I've ever seen that's got food on it. It's insane. Because look, I'm not knocking anybody. I know what it's like to be out on your own for the first time, and you, depending on where you grew up or how you were raised or what you had access to is going to depend on how you see a good portion of how to move about the world. So I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying what things I think would be helpful. You know? I've been broke and on my own, but you know the things that you're working towards. You know what's in front of you. I'm not saying it makes it easy or affordable. I'm just saying what's in front. Every man in here, every single man in here, I don't care your age, please, I am begging you to have at least in your domain. I don't care if you got roommates. I don't care if you share a couch. In your domain, please have at least one full body mirror. We are leaving the house looking crazy, and we have no idea. We have no idea. And nobody gonna tell you. I've left the house looking insane because I didn't have a full body mirror. I was over here. I was over here. fully missing a pocket. Missing one of my back pockets. And not missing as in it was like completely gone. I say missing because it had ripped. And it was hanging behind me like a jean tail. And I had no idea because I didn't have a full body mirror to give myself a twirl before I left. You know, because life is, you know, POV. Life's a first person shooter. You don't know. You don't know unless you look around, unless you look in that mirror, what you really look like. Sometimes we think it looks dope. Sometimes we think it looks fly. And a full body mirror would warn you. You know? I'm not knocking all fedoras. I'm simply saying that some people don't have fedora head shape, and it's not until they see themselves in a fedora that they go, oh, this is for somebody else. Because don't get me wrong, the people who fedoras are for make fedoras look very cool. The people who fedoras are not for make the people who fedoras are for take their fedoras off. You need a mirror. You have to have a mirror. Please don't guess. On the subject of soap, like this is the other thing. Every soap has a purpose. It's been figured out already. It's been market tested. Our grandparents divided the soaps. Our ancestors had soaps for certain processes. I know times are tough. I've been broke. But there are some things. My buddy, I was at his place and I just went to the bathroom once again. We over there for hours playing video games, everything. I go to his bathroom and all I see, I wasn't even being nosy. I wasn't looking into his things because I could see it. I could see it right in front of me because he didn't have a shower curtain. So I could see everything that was going on. I didn't peek behind the curtain to be like, ooh, what does he use? No, it was right in front of me because he just lets the whole bathroom get wet. Please please buy a shower curtain. Please buy a shower curtain. This is why you got men running around with PS5s, because they think they have this extra income that should be going to... Don't get me wrong, the PS5 is important. It is important, but it is not more important than a mirror and a shower curtain, which are much cheaper than a PS5. You could have bought the PS5 and one less game, and you would have a shower curtain and a mirror. No shower curtain. So if you turn shower on, you're just about to fight for your life on that tile. But then I see in the shower, no body wash. I see Dawn dish detergent. I'm not a confrontational person, but if you're my friend, I gotta say something. I came out the bathroom with the dish detergent. I was like, no, it can't stay in here. It can't. I walked up to him, I was like, you're not a bowl. Are you a man or are you a cup? What's wrong with you right now? You've been using this on your whole body. This fool over here, it worked for the ducks. I know not. I know. You did not just tell me that you watched a Dawn commercial of them washing a duckling that was a victim of a disaster and thought to yourself, that'll work for me too. I get greasy too. Washing his body. Do you every crease of every crack in your skin is ashy right now. You have stripped every oil, probably some years from your skin. I think you might live a long life, but your skin won't. You gonna run out of skin one day. Be sitting there 89 years old, everybody like, why can I see through you, Dawn? Dish soap is tough because they don't see anything wrong. They don't see what's with one bar for the whole house with dish soap in the shower. One friend, he's a friend. He's a good person. He's a good man. He's one of those good people that does the good things that we think we do if we had the time. He makes the time. This man volunteers. This man looks out for people. He's a good man, truly. But when I found out he was taking baths with laundry detergent, there are some decisions people make that make you wonder what other decisions they make. Like when I found out he was using laundry detergent because he liked how it bubbled up, I let it come out. I didn't mean for it to, but it just escaped. I was like, I don't want you voting. I don't want you voting at all. That's crazy. That's one of the craziest things I ever heard what you just said to me. It doesn't feel crazy while you're doing it? Because look, I'm also not better than anybody. I'm not over here pretending I just know so much. Once again, I think it's like some of it's upbringing. I was raised by my mom, my aunt, my grandma, my granddad, and everything. My dad as well, but there were just certain things. It's hard to admit. As a man, it is hard to admit, but it's important. It's important that you take everything that you hold on to about what you think life is, and every once in a while, you just question it. I'm not even saying you gotta throw out all your beliefs. I'm not saying you're wrong or dumb or anything. I'm saying that every once in a while, you take a second, really think about the things you believe, and really ask yourself why you believe those things. Are these just the things that your parents believed? Is this just what you watch other people do? Do you do it to fit in? Is this really how you feel when you're all by yourself? Really question every belief that you have, because when you question those beliefs and you actually have answers for them, it reinstills your faith in the things that you believe. One of the reasons some people are so scared to have a conversation about anything is because they don't really know why they think what they think. And if they get asked a single question that questions anything about what they think, it freaks them out. It rewires their entire worldview. And so I'm just saying, maybe something happened when you were young and it was acceptable, but then you get older and people tell you that it's not, and you hold on to it. And you hold on to it because it's familiar, or you hold on to it because you're like, oh, if I'm wrong about this, what else am I wrong about? You don't have to spiral like that. One idea doesn't mean all ideas. Everything can be handled in its own compartment. Maybe there are parts of your upbringing that are incredible, have instilled in you what it takes to make a remarkable person, a kind person. And then maybe there are things about how you grew up that you maybe want to leave in the past, that you don't want to pass on to the next generation, When I tell you all this, it's to say that, like, as men, I'm begging, as men, you have to buy more than one towel. It has. I know you live alone. I know, but the towel is never as clean as you think it is, and it can't be a towel for everything, because then some parts are not good for other parts. Because I'm telling you, sometimes decisions you make in one area, you can tell you're making those same decisions in the other area, Because the same friend who thought he could clean his entire apartment and himself with one bar of soap also thought one towel will do too. And I was like, you are ground zero for the next COVID. I promise you. I don't even know, you reinfecting yourself daily. I don't know how you ever get over a cold. It can't dry you and the dishes. It can't dry you and the dishes. It cannot wash you and the dishes. You just have to, I'm just saying one more. If we can get you to 2 towels, we have doubled the amount of towels in this home. And that's progress. Please. There are good men out there. When I tell you there are good men, living good lives, by the way. But then when you see their apartment, I get why she thinks you're gonna kill her. Because there's one towel. It's one towel. What if she stays? And now there is one towel. And your precious towel, your one towel, the towel that's supposed to keep this entire place dry and clean, is on the floor. What have you done? What have you done? Some of these things can be fixed. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of these things can be fixed. Sometimes, it sucks. I know it sucks. I know it hurts. I know it's bad. I get it. It is bad. to feel a sort of rejection, whether you're used to it or not. Every new rejection is its own thing. And sometimes you put a lot of hope, or you put a lot of energy or intention into what might happen. And so to be disappointed, it's rough. And to face a rejection can make you question yourself, you know? But I guarantee you that every rejection is just leading you to where you're supposed to be. And sometimes it's just not the right time for certain things. A rejection is not the end of the world. And it also sometimes all it's really doing is opening you up to the fact that the path that you had laid out for yourself isn't really for you. You know? It's a scary thing to get what you want and realize you don't really want it. And so sometimes a rejection is a gift. It doesn't mean that it hurts any less. Because sometimes you like someone, you like them a lot, and you like them from a genuine place. All the stuff, forget all this like internet gender war, men versus women, but you like this person and you feel like they like you, and you go out and you have a good time. You have such a good time that they come back to your place. Y'all hang out some more, and then they ghost you. That rejection, that hurts. It really does. And I have empathy for anybody who has gone through that. I understand what it's like to go through it. And maybe you text, or maybe you called, and maybe she didn't respond. Maybe she didn't pick up. And maybe it's because she looked. She looked for a single source of soap that was not the dial bar in the kitchen. Because if you are not washing yourself properly, I'm begging you, just even... And look, I'm not saying it's a thing you should have in the back of your head. Oh, she's gonna check my cabinets to make sure I take care of myself. I'm just saying that, like, if you don't use soap, it's not a lot of detective work that goes into. And if you use soap weird, if you doing some soap stuff that's not meant to be done, you also gonna get caught, all right? Because if you washing yourself with dish soap like it's body wash, and you scream every time you put a shirt on, that's also gonna be noticeable. You know? Because there are certain things that I see that I could honestly say, at least to me, when I see them, I'm like, yeah, I think only a man would do this, I think. You know what I mean? Like obviously that used to have a sentiment of like something like deeply like misogynistic or bigoted or something, like only a man does this thing. But I feel like when people say it now, some people say it the old way, don't get me wrong, but it has a slightly different like connotation now. Just that there's some things I see and I'm like, yeah, I don't, At least not that I've met. I personally have not met a woman who would be like, one bar is good. Yeah, you see stuff like that sometimes. I'll even say that kind of popped in my head during that whole Netflix skyscraper live. Okay, if you don't know what this is, there's a dude named Alex Honnold who's like a climber. He's a specialty climber. He does free solo, does all that stuff like that, all this free climbing, and he climbed Taipei 101, tall skyscraper, right? And the entire time he was gonna do it, it was leading up to this live event that was gonna be on Netflix. And I think everybody tuned in to see if he would die. I think, like, that sounds grim to say, but Netflix trying real hard to be the first stream death. Like, they want it bad. You can tell they want it bad. They're like, yeah, let dude go ahead, climb up the skyscraper with no rope and let's just see what happens. It's like, that's, from the people that brought you Squid Game, yeah, y'all want to see something horrific. That's true. That's just a fact. And then he takes off. This is what the only thing I didn't like about it is that he is doing this incredible thing, but they clearly didn't program the thing that well because they were sure he was gonna die. I'm just being honest with you. They didn't program this thing that well because they just let this expert climber start climbing, and then he climbed like an expert, so then he made it look easy, so then people weren't as impressed as they should have been. Truly, I don't think people realize what he did. They should have had me climb first. They should have had me. And I don't even have to get to the top. I just got to clear like a floor. Okay, all right. Okay. No, I didn't like the way my foot went. Okay, all right. And then just let a regular person who doesn't climb try to ascend. Because then you'll see how difficult the thing is, because this dude is over here making it look easy. He's making it look like cake. You know, just over here. And he's so nimble. And he's got so much strength. He has so much strength. They had that dude do a muscle up in a cutaway. So what they did do, they had a little bit of footage that they pre-taped that they played during some of the live climbs. So they would cut to that once in a while. I personally think they should have had more, but who knows? I guess they thought he'd fall the first 10 minutes or something like that. But anyway, they did this cutaway and they looked at his training. And for his training, he did a muscle up. If you don't know what a muscle up is, you clearly never been to a park with people who have been to jail. Because, oh, they know how to do a muscle up. Muscle up is something you either get real good at because you practice calisthenics and have a really clean diet and are dedicated to your health and nutrition, or you've just been to prison. Because a muscle up is where you do a pull-up so hard that you pull yourself over the bar and then you're above the bar. It's very hard to not look like a superhero when you do it. And he did a muscle up like it was nothing. He didn't even break a sweat. He was still talking the entire time. He was like, yeah, so I start the day with some of these. And I was like, oh. What type of felony movements are you doing? And so, yeah, have me up there, you know, trying to figure out, because everything looked flat. How do you climb flat? Even Spider-Man looked like he's struggling sometimes. How do you climb flat? But this dude's climbing a corner all the way up. 100. I think if it were me, I'd be like, okay, all right, let me get. Y'all want to pray one more time before we... Because the way this dude did it, he literally just put his foot up and then jumped up and then was gone. It was wildly impressive. But you wouldn't know it because they didn't have a regular person give them. All right, yeah, y'all give me a second. Yeah. Oh. Okay. They got 100 of these. Okay. I'm gonna get, if I can just get my foot. Yeah, he got it. No, he got it. I'm good. Because then the way he did it was so fast. And everybody was over here like, he could fall. He could do that. They said it way too many times for my liking. They were like, now he's really high up. And they kept doing this thing instead of like showing us, once again, through someone else, how insane this thing is. They just kept saying how insane it was. They were like, this is crazy. I can't stress this enough. My heart is racing. This is crazy. It's so crazy. After like 5 times, you don't believe someone. Even though what they're saying is true, it is crazy. But once again, just have someone like me. Let me start at the 50th story. Because they would get him, he had like these 8 points that he got to where he could like kind of take a break because he had to get through something really hard. And then once he stood up, it was like flat until he climbed up to the next height. Once again, you need someone who doesn't climb to step in again at that stage. Let them start like 30 stories up. No, just let them start like a general 30 stories up. Because it was windy. Nah, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna let him do it, actually. Yeah, because this dude, he also didn't play up how hard it was for him. So then he was acting like it was so easy that it just seemed super easy. So after a while you're watching, you're like, all right, y'all gonna make him do it upside down or something? Like it was way too easy. He would come over the system because they had a feed. They had him mic'd and they had a feed. And he'd be in the middle of a climb. He'd actually be going backwards. He'd have his hand out, letting his legs hang because he needed to swing the leg up for the next move. And the whole time, instead of being like, whoa! This man was over here making me bad. This man was over here, hey, can y'all put my music back on? Can you put my music? It just doesn't really feel like somebody defied death that hard where they're like, hey, can you put the music back on? I'm a little bored. You know? And they had some really cool shots in it too. They had his wife down there on the ground with him. Then she was up at the midpoint and he waved to her in the window and everything. And she was like, hey. Because she had never been there before with him while he was doing one of these things, because why would you? No, truly, why would you? Why would you? Let him do it. That's his thing. Let him do it. Let him come back home. Why traumatize yourself watching him? You know? Because then he was over here, you know, in one of the documentary portions talking about how, you know, he has kids now and everything, and people always ask him if it's different doing this stuff before he had kids and doing it after. And he was like, well, before I had kids, I never wanted to fall. And now that I have kids, I really don't want to fall. And then that thing, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I think it hit like number 3, number 6 on Netflix. What do you have to do to be number 1? Like, that's crazy. This man climbed a skyscraper live. Didn't hit number 1. That's why I don't know if I like that top 10 system. Because sometimes, like, murder documentaries will be all there. And if I get murdered and somebody make a documentary about it and I hit like 8, y'all better try again. Nah. Speaking of things that won't hit number 1. Melania had a documentary come out. Man, Melania had a documentary come out. Melania had this documentary come out, and let's just say, if it were an album, it would have hit aluminum by now. Man, this thing is crazy. Apparently, this is like one of the most expensive licensing agreements of all time or something like that. Or maybe they bought it. I don't know what they did. Whatever it was like millions and millions of dollars. It's like $40 million for the documentary and then like $35 million to market it. You don't have to boo, you're already not there. The movie Melania is out. It's a documentary about Melania. And you would think, oh, a documentary about Melania. That's got to be fascinating, right? She must know so much. She's been standing in the room for all of it. You know? Come on, a movie about Melania. Yeah, I'm curious about Melania's life. How did she... How? All of it. How all of it? How? I remember, even before he was president, I remember seeing sometimes, you know, like Trump with a beautiful woman, and I'd be like, how? I mean, the answer's money, but there's a part of you that's like, all right, plenty of people have money. Like, but Melania specifically, I was like, how? How? It's crazy. And yeah, it went worldwide. Because I guess you can release anything to everybody. No, it went worldwide. The whole thing is really crazy because the documentary I thought was going to be about her life, which I was like, all right, some people might want to see that to know how. Because we don't really hear from Melania a lot. And when we do, it's not great. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we hear from her, we're like, oh, I'm starting to understand how. You know? Because we do this thing that, there's so many problems in the world. It's not like I'm harping on this one as the biggest. But we do a thing where we don't really, like, give women enough agency in their choices, and sometimes we infantilize them, and whenever they're dating or married to a jerk, we always assume they must have been tricked or duped or whatever. And it's like, and this is going to be a hard thing to hear. I understand. But maybe if someone that you know is dating someone that sucks, it might be because they suck too. Like, we did a whole thing. We did a whole thing in the first term where it was like, oh my gosh, save Melania. Oh my God, like no, the poor baby. She has to be first lady, and he's like right there. And meanwhile, look, Melania can not only take care of herself, but she's there because she wants to be. She may not want to do everything. Don't get me wrong. She may not want to do all the responsibilities, but that position in life, being his wife, she's there because she meant to be. She didn't wake up and go, oops. You know what I mean? She's right next to him, and she knows. You can tell she knows. Because whenever he put out his hand, she like... Millions of dollars. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's crazy. Directed by Brett Ratner. Directed by Brett Ratner. No, Brett Ratner. You remember him. Yeah, Brett Ratner making a comeback with this documentary. Brett Ratner directed Rush Hour. Yeah. He directed Rush Hour, and he is a monster? It's crazy. It's great. I would have loved more questions from Melania about linking up with Brett Ratner to direct the documentary. I'm sure I would have asked her, and she would have been like, oh. They say Brett Ratner is Predator. But he didn't even direct that movie. So few people are watching it that when I even just tried to look up the reviews, you can't even trust the reviews because the reviews are like half people who didn't watch it making fun of people not watching it, and then the other half are people who seemingly have been paid through a Craigslist ad to leave a review that is positive about the movie, but they haven't watched it. So they are alluding to things in the movie that I'm sure don't happen because I don't even think they know who Melania is. See what I mean? Like, there was a review I saw, 5 stars, and it was like, I love the fantasy of how it plays out. I especially love Angelina Jolie. And I was like, that is Maleficent. That is crazy that you didn't have the reading comprehensions. And then I saw a bad review, and I know they didn't go. I know they didn't go even give the movie a try, because the review was 1 star, and it said, wish I'd give it no stars. I died in the theater. We know that didn't happen. How you typing? We know that's not true. Admittedly, I haven't seen it. This movie is a bombing though. This movie. No, this movie bombing bad. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like it. There was one night, it looked like they sold like 2 tickets in London. And not to the same showing. It was one ticket for 2 different showings. And this is what you gotta understand about if you're not selling at least a couple in the back of a whole theater for a whole screening, and everybody knows the movie's bad, and you're still not even selling. There were plenty of places all over Europe and in the US that were having no sales for the movie at all, for any showing, right? And that means that even the people who go to the movie theater to do heroin picked another movie. That is crazy. You knew you were about to get privacy. It was about to be dark. Nobody was gonna be talking, and you were still like, no. That's gonna mess up my high. I don't know. No. You know the movie bad, too. You know the movie bad because apparently 2/3 of the crew didn't want credit for working on the movie. I don't know if you are familiar with Hollywood, but there's not a wide range of jobs right now. There are some people that are like, I'd rather them think I have a 10-year gap in my resume. They give you credit just for work, like you just did it, so then they give you credit. You did your job, and then they're like, that was done by this person, so we're gonna put this person in the credits. It takes effort. It takes effort to hit up the editor and be like, hey, can you hit backspace on my name? Bruh, just do me this solid and just lay that knuckle on the space bar and hit backspace a couple times. If you can't delete it, can you change it? 2/3, this is most people. 2/3. Who want credit? Craft service? Who is? In my head, I'm like, wow, is it that bad? That then it gets done, and then they're like, oh, I don't want anybody to know that I was holding the boom for this. Imagine you over here. It was crazy. Yeah, because who would have thought? No, who would have, especially, you know, I mean, you must really not understand your target audience. Trying to tell the story of a woman who's an immigrant. They're speculating on what the movie is gonna gross. And I think it's gonna gross gross. I don't know where do you even go from here? It's like I thought this was gonna be like her life. Apparently the movie is like the first 3 weeks of January. leading up to the inauguration. It's like, when I heard that, I was like, oh, what? I thought there'd at least be some mystery in it. You know what I mean? I thought there'd be some questions answered, like, Joe. Because that is a doc I would watch. It's like, if you actually had a timeline of Melania as a documentary, and you did the whole, I would be like, yeah, no, I need to know. That's the closest thing we're gonna get to some sort of structured through line on the Epstein files. You know what I mean? Like that. Even if it's crowded, it'll be long, you know. No, it just blows my mind. I don't know. We're in a fragmented place now where it feels like maybe a sort of like monocultural moment as far as films go is beyond us. Who knows? Because we haven't really had a breakout event that got lots of people excited in a way that almost meant a sort of frenzy since like Barbie and Oppenheimer came out. That was like the last time that people were like, we're gonna go to the movie all day, we're gonna double up, I'm gonna wear pink and watch a movie about bombs. Or go see Barbie in a top hat or whatever. Yeah, and it's crazy to think, because when you see things like the Netflix top 10, and you see what these, at least is what Netflix says, are the most popular things in the US, most popular things in the world, and you see where these numbers lay out as far as titles, it tells you a lot about what we collectively would like to see, because it's what we seem to be picking across cultures. And there's still things that are like baffling to me about it. Like how did he not hit number one? Like, just, he climbed a skyscraper. What else do you have to do?
Please make a bunch of noise right now for my friend Josh Johnson!
I watch a lot of true crime documentaries and series and stuff, and I like to watch the ones that, as best as possible, don't involve murder, because genuinely, I'll be like, oh, this is wild, but this is also very sad. So I like the ones where it's like a robbery. You know what I mean? I like when it's like a huge drug bust, something you can really sink your teeth into without being like, oh, there is a family to be sad for. You know what I mean? And what I love is the process of when the person is sure they're not going to talk. You know what I mean? They'll bring somebody in, and when the person gets brought in, some people really hang tough. Some people, you know, door slams behind them. I've never been to jail, but I hear the doors are heavy. Door slams behind them. They actually get more tough. They sit in an interrogation like, what? I'm not gonna tell you nothing. You want something out of me? You got the wrong one, okay? And then there's other people, that door slams, and as soon as it slams, they're like, listen, I wasn't there, all right? It was Robert, it was Terry, Robert and Terry, it was their plan anyway. If anything, I'm an innocent bystander. I was just in the car. Y'all know when y'all arrested us, I was in the back seat. That's for a reason. I wasn't even the getaway driver. I thought we were going to McDonald's. Like, just, there are some people who snitch so fast. Even the police can't write it down fast enough. Police are like, well, we got it on tape too, but yeah, this is too fast for the shorthand. Imagine you snitch so fast, you make a cop go, hold on. take a breath. Because you never know who it's gonna be. There are some people who were, you know, whether it was gang activity, it's mob activity, there are people who were like the run of the litter, and they're the ones that actually hold out. They're like, I'm not telling you anything. I don't even think you have enough on me. Let's play, let's roll the dice. And then there are people, no matter how tatted up, no matter how affiliated, it might even run in the family. They might be somebody who is third generation, but they don't want to be in prison. They don't want to be in jail. And so as soon as they have the opportunity, they tell them everything. Things they didn't even ask. You see a lot of it, you know? Then you have people who at first don't tell. Then they're ready to talk after like a couple years. You know what I mean? After a couple years, you know, have enough mold on your sandwich that you're like, it's really not worth it. Like, nobody coming to visit me. Like, no. That's what makes me wonder what must be going through Ghislaine Maxwell's mind. You know what I mean? Look, I'm no legal expert, but I do find it wild that in this supposed cabal, this supposed billionaire ring of predators, that the only one you caught is the one you're ready to make a deal with. And a deal for what? You know what I mean? Exposing more names? Bringing other people down? Probably not. Probably just being bribed to not say the president's name. You know? And look, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Because you've already seen Trump float the idea of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. We even know from old tapes they thought about pardoning her way back when she got sentenced. You know? And yeah, no, I agree. I'm not a fan of it. She's not here. I'm not a fan. The boo. This is somebody's essence being booed. Like, no, it is genuinely insane what's happening because, you know, Trump floated the pardon. He even was asked by the press if he would pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, and he goes, look, I could, but let's not talk about it right now. What an insane thing to say. You got asked a yes or no question, and you somehow answered worse than yes or no. I've never been doing a test and got a true false and put maybe. I don't know, you the teacher, you tell me. That's insane. Already floated a pardon in front of us, maybe to gauge our reaction. Maybe if there's not enough outrage, the pardon will go ahead. And then DOJ goes, have a conversation with Ghislaine Maxwell. And already, I think it was today, just today, she's been moved from the prison and she was in to a minimum security facility somewhere else. Thought we covered this. I too hope she can feel your boos. I hope boos work like laxatives, you know. Ghislaine Maxwell just sitting in jail right now. You know, booze don't travel that fast, and so It comes in waves out of nowhere. She's having a conversation. Oh yeah, Trump and Epstein were there. Ooh. That's my hope. No idea if that's the case. But, you see this sort of thing happening. It feels insane. It feels insane to watch in real time. This is the only person, the one person that got caught, the one person that's being held accountable. And everybody's so obsessed with like the idea of a list or more people or whoever they want to be on the list being on the list that they forget that there were real people that deserve justice. And the idea that the only person that we've so far got might go free is unacceptable, Because you see Trump floating, pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, and I can't imagine what it must be like to be a Trump aide. Like your nose must bleed every day. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, and the aide is like, what? I asked you what you want for breakfast. If anything, I think I am a little bit, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. I feel sorry for my friends who didn't see it coming, because they still believed in like a system, and they still believed in like laws, and they believed that jail existed for like a reason, and I am, I'm black, so I kind of saw a good portion of this coming. It's like, anyone who's genuinely shocked that Ghislaine Maxwell might get a pardon and that she's already been moved to a minimum security prison after being convicted, but then talking to the DOJ under like new light. Anyone who's surprised by that has never watched the first 48 before. And they think that people aren't going to see through it. This is a lot like when you're in school and you didn't do your homework, but you remembered there was homework right as the teacher says, pass up the homework. And so you fighting. You've never worked a pencil harder. You fighting to get words on a page. It doesn't even make sense what you're saying. It's you going over the whole scarlet letter as fast as you can. And then you pass it up. Teacher collects all the papers, and you think, maybe I got away with it. All we had to do was 300 words summarized in the last chapter of Scarlet Letter. I think I did it. Pulled it off. Felt like 300. Might have been 290. And then class is going on. Maybe you have to read while the teacher grades the homework, and then teacher says your name, calls you up to the front. You're like, okay, don't panic. Maybe I did a good job so fast she's impressed. That's a possibility. And then you walk up to the front, and the teacher's like, did you do this just now? And you don't know what to do. You're caught. You're caught. She caught you. But there's another part of you that's like, maybe if I die with the lie, she'll believe me. What? Just now? No, I did this at home. And she's like, you sure? You're like, uh-oh, she's on to me. Yes, I did this at home. And then she was like, oh, okay, great. That's good news. I was worried that you did it just now, which means you wouldn't have your math homework. And then you remembered that this has been math class the entire time. That at least feels like what Trump is going through. Because if Trump was smart, he would have done all this stuff a long time ago when it could have maybe still been believable. But now, everybody sees through it. Oh, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And then, on top of that, this is already insane enough. Already, there's so many ties to Donald Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, that even a pardon just feels like it would be happening in our faces, right? There's no misunderstanding about the conflict of interest. There's no misunderstanding about what her role is if she does testify in front of Congress or whoever. And there's no misunderstanding about what the quid pro quo is between the two of them. You know what I mean? And even in that moment, on top of all that, Donald Trump floats pardoning Diddy. And it's like, that one doesn't even have anything to do with you. I don't think. Don't you have enough to deal with? That's crazy. As someone who is not in jail, I'm sweating about everybody who's about to be out of jail. This is insane. So then Diddy already the public, especially by the media, somewhat, somewhat potentially unintentional, but the media did a disservice to the public when it came to Diddy's trial, because there's a lot that we know of Diddy. There's a lot that we know that he did, that he's alleged to have done. And I think that the state put forward a remarkably bad case to try to lock Diddy up, because I think from the public's view, they see the trial and you see it through the lens that the media is selling. The media wants you to keep watching, they want you to tune in every day, and so they make it look like he's about to do 10,000 years, right? They really hype this thing up. They never really mention that all the while the trial is going on, pieces are getting dropped. Left and right, charges are getting dropped. There's things that the state is focusing on. There's things the state is dropping. There's things that we understand that Diddy is at least allegedly done from all the documentaries that came out. You would think that Diddy was 16 OJs, the way that he had documentaries coming out about him every month. Everything Diddy ever did to anybody, they got their own documentary on Tubi, on HBO, on Hulu. Everywhere. Oh, he hung me out of a window. Like, just nonstop stories, right? But it's important to remember what he's being charged with and what he's on trial for. So then things would even come up during the trial, things that are illegal, that they were just talking about plainly, all to get to the thing he's actually being charged with. So as bad as this testimony sounds, and as many things that are going on, you have to remember these are not the things he's being charged with. And I think that media got carried away. I think the news got carried away because they finally had something juicy, something big, something that they knew was going to last for days, weeks, months, that wasn't the same old stuff, something that had a bunch of intrigue in it. Apparently there's all these tapes. Apparently he has all this blackmail on all of Hollywood. There's all these things that were supposed to be coming out during the trial, you know? And then the state supposedly makes their case. They read out the verdict. Everyone is sure that this man is about to do 10 million years. And then they read the first one, not guilty. And they start reading them, and there's 5 charges, and 3 of them not guilty. The 3 that carried the most weight, the 3 that had like a minimum 15, 20 years, you know? And then there's 2 misdemeanors. Those 2 misdemeanors he is found guilty of. The people are perplexed. How is he found guilty of these things that are at least tangentially related to the other charges that he hasn't been found guilty for? What's happening, right? And those charges, the things that he was convicted of, they don't carry some mandatory minimum. You know, he could get time served. He could get up to 10 years. He could still do 20 years. But it's not likely that he'll do 20 years because that is the most extreme of cases where you give people the maximum. And I even rewatched a little bit of the reading of the verdict, and I just thought to myself, could get time served. Why would you bother pardoning him? Like, he might already be walking out of jail that day. That's such a crazy thing to do. You don't have enough going on with everybody thinking you were like on an island 152 times or whatever. To be a Trump aide, you must need heart medication because they already try to convince him, look, that looks bad if you just pardon Ghislaine out of nowhere after all this time and everything, after everything she knows and the pictures that y'all are in together, all the pictures that you're 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 in together, the other pictures that you're in together, the pictures that you're in together, all of the pictures that you're in together. Plus, she did have 19 phone numbers for you. That's not a good look either. And then Trump says, I see what you're saying. I understand. All right, look, what we're gonna do, we do best, all right? Gonna run a little interference. We're gonna run a little distraction, okay? And we're also gonna pardon Sean Diddy Combs at the same time. Karen, press secretary, must be fighting demons. I can't imagine. Look, everyone, whether it's Kellyanne Conway, it's Sean Spicer, anyone who has had to represent the Trump administration, go out to the press and answer questions. Look, I understand they chose that job. I understand that they chose to be there. But to a degree, you do have to wonder what the conversation is like before they go out. When they get handed a binder, and at the last second, one of the aides says, and he gonna pardon Diddy. So, no matter who it was, whether it was Sarah Huckabee Sanders, anyone who has represented the administration on the news or in the press room or anything like that, there's at least been 1 or 2 days where they had a 1,000-yard stare because they were like, how am I gonna pull this together? Because look, things came out during Diddy's trial, things that made you think, of course, this jury is gonna find this man guilty. They have to look at everything that they've heard, but you gotta remember the things he was on trial for and the things that they heard didn't always line up. There was one day of testimony that truly blew me away in that case, and that's hard to say because plenty of those days were rough to listen to. But there is one day in particular that has stuck with me in a different way than the other days. It was the day that Kid Cudi testified. Now, famously, still somehow allegedly, Diddy supposedly blew up Kid Cudi's car. You're bringing the man who has his car blown up to testify. You would think that that'd be one of the charges. I've never blown up a car in my life. But if I was brought to court to sit and hear testimony of my crimes, I would imagine the car blowing up would be one of them listed. Anyway, they bring in Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's testifying about the timeline when he dated Cassie, things that happened between him and Diddy. And then he describes a day that is truly harrowing. Kid Cudi is testifying that while he was gone, he was actually, I believe, spending some time with Cassie, that Diddy hears about the relationship, is very upset about it, and Diddy went to and broke into Kid Cudi's house, right? So already, Diddy in your home, that's terrifying. Diddy in your home is the devil's version of Elf on the Shelf. You don't know what he gonna do, you don't know where he gonna be. Whoa. So Diddy was in his home. Now, I'm a little fuzzy on this part, but apparently, I believe at least, that it was Diddy's assistant that called Kid Cudi to let him know, hey, okay, ooh, how do I tell you this? There's no good way. Diddy in your house. He is all up in your house. I mean, I drove him. He made me. He's like, where you live? And I was like, and we went over to your house. And so he's in your house. I'm not now, I'm outside. You know, he told me to wait here. I don't know what he gonna do. And so, you know, Kid Cudi rushes home. And not only is he rushing home, he actually, this is at least as I understand it, must have Diddy's number because they had a conversation. And he was like, yo, you in my house? You in my house? Bass in voice, ready to beat somebody down. You in my house? And apparently, Diddy very calmly said, yeah. Kid Cudi better than me. If it was me, I wouldn't have a home anymore. If it was me, I'd be like, all right, then you got it, then that's, I mean, if you're already there. Someone breaking and entering into your home and then calmly telling you they broke and entered into your home is more terrifying than I think y'all are giving it credit for. Because then Cudi, apparently, according to testimony, was like, I'm headed there right now, like ready to really beat this dude down, right? And then Diddy said, okay, I'll be waiting for you. I wasn't in court. I had to read all this, and I haven't read a novel by Stephen King scarier than what I read between the two of them. Kid Cudi gets home, Diddy's gone. He walks into the house. Now, that's braver than me. I would assume he's already planted a bomb somewhere. But Kid Cudi walks into the house, is looking around, assessing the damage, and while Diddy was there, he put Kid Cudi's dog in the bathroom, then opened all his Christmas presents and left. That is so insane. We are dealing with pure evil. That is so insane. Open all his Christmas presents. How is he all at once one of the most menacing figures that hip hop has ever seen and a third grade bully? How is it possible that both of these characters hold the same space in the same body? Because that is so particularly evil. He said, I walked over, Christmas presents unwrapped. I opened the bathroom door, my dog confused. And why wouldn't the dog be confused? Let's, for a moment, if you will, put yourself in the dog's paws, all right? You're a dog. You're a dog. You're a dog. And you're at home, chilling, as you should be. And then the door opens. Oh, Papa? No, it's not. It's not the owner that you love. It's Sean Diddy Combs. I don't know what type of dog Cudi has. I don't know if it's a Scooby-Doo type dog, but I imagine any dog would be like, ready? And then Diddy walks over to you confidently, like he knows you. And then he puts you in the bathroom and you're like, okay, I guess that's the best possible outcome. Oh, wow, okay, oof. I thought something way worse was gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. Wow, that's great. From what I've heard about you, the bathroom, man, I don't love it in here, but it's better than whatever you're about to do. And then Sean Diddy Combs opens all the Christmas presents and goes, well, my work is done here, and exits. This is how evil what he did is. He already messed up the call to the police. Because now you gonna call the police and have to explain to the police that the only thing that Diddy stole from you was wonder. Imagine that call to the police. You gotta call the police and tell them that Diddy, and the police are asking you very reasonable questions. They're over here like, is he still in the home? I don't know. Hopefully that would make this whole thing a bit more serious. Right now he's left it at hilarious, which is a sick thing to do. No, it's truly insane. Not even destroyed, unwrapped. I can't leave this alone until y'all recognize how dirty this is. Imagine. Lots of people here celebrate Christmas. Lots of people exchange Christmas gifts. Imagine if you came home and there just wasn't paper. And now everybody in the family either like happy or disappointed, or like, oh, you got me the Theragun that all right, we're like a couple months out, so can I have it now, I guess? Truly an evil man. And Trump is floating, pardoning Diddy. Even before, this is what's odd, even before this Epstein stuff popped up, Trump had floated the idea of pardoning Diddy mid-trial. And I was like, I didn't know they went together like that. That's weird. Imagine being a white man in your 80s and your favorite rapper is Diddy. No Raekwon, no Rakim, no Run DMC, Diddy. Okay. And even then, he had floated the idea of pardoning Diddy. And who knows, maybe something happened. Maybe some money exchanged hands. Maybe somebody said something to somebody and started it in motion and everything. But I can tell you this, justice system aside, the only person working hard to make sure that Diddy doesn't get a pardon, it isn't the state. No. It's not like the DA or the lead prosecutor or anything like that. The person working their hardest to make sure that Diddy does not get a pardon, that he doesn't get released back into society is 50 Cent. 50 Cent was so excited when Diddy was arrested. There's a video. You could watch the video. It's about 8 seconds long, but it's very, very funny. And it is 50 Cent laughing in the car when I guess he heard the news that Diddy had been arrested. And this man is chuckling. The joy. The joy on this man's face. And then he's chuckling to himself and he goes, he gonna spend Christmas in jail. I've never hated anybody that much. That's so good. Oh, he gonna spend Christmas in jail. He was laughing hard. He was laughing the way that sitcoms used to make people laugh. Like, just, Christmas in jail. And so when 50 Cent heard that Donald Trump was floating pardon for Diddy, he went to work. He did what he does best. He trolled. 50 Cent just started posting everything bad that Diddy ever said about Donald Trump and tagging Donald Trump. This man went, is this your friend? I wouldn't do that if I was you, Mr. President. You won't believe what he said about you. No, Donald Trump, this is not one of your African Americans, okay? It's been tough. I've been trying to find, like, really, whether I'm reading or I'm watching, I've been trying to find pretty much any news story that isn't about Trump and Epstein, you know? And I came across one that genuinely shocked me in Florida. They, in Florida, the Tallahassee police arrested Chuck E. Cheese at Chuck E. Cheese. Apparently, Chucky had done some wire fraud. And so the Tallahassee police showed up to the Chuck E. Cheese. And they were ready to take him in, all right? Cuffs already out. And they arrested Chucky mid-birthday party. You couldn't wait an hour and a half? You know where he is. It's not like he's gonna get far in the costume. They arrested Chucky. Those poor kids. Imagine. Picture, if you will, being 6 years old, and you're having a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese because the economy is not doing great. But you're having a good time, you're enjoying it, you're like, cheese pizza, so they say. Delicious yum, right? You're just trying to put on a good face. You jump into the ball pit that is not nearly deep enough. The ball pit that is full of children under the balls because every kid thought it was the funniest thing in the world to pop up out of the balls, but that meant that the ball pit was actually a hard surface because it's made of bodies. You jump into the ball pit doing like a big old face plant thinking you're gonna slide down into the balls, and you just bang heads with another child. You get out of the ball pit concussed. Chucky offers you a flat Diet Coke. Look, there's a hierarchy to costumed mascots. Now, the most athletic are gonna go to teams. You ever been to a sports game and you see their mascot stretches before, they doing wild moves like, You go to Disney, there's a lot of walking, but it's a lot of poise. It's a lot of like the stances, you know. You get somebody that's doing goofy, and they're really doing goofy. They got the, Chucky. Chucky, as far as like costumed mascots go, Chucky doing a lot of the same. Trying to figure out how to put this. Chucky, the qualifications to be Chucky at Chuck E. Cheese are a lot like the qualifications to work at a Waffle House, okay? You're gonna get in the costume, they're gonna tell you do your best, all right? Do your absolute best, and if somebody's swinging you, you can swing back after they hit you the first time. You gotta let them get that first hit in. If you hit first, that's assault, all right? And you'll be fired. But look, if they put hands on you first, then hey, you gotta get it how you live and go ahead and swing on them. So imagine you're surprised when at your 6th-year birthday party, you're celebrating 6 years on this planet, and it hasn't been a great 6. You're a little too young to like remember COVID, but you know mom and dad are weird. You clapping with your friends. And Chucky's doing his thing, trying to like find the beat. And you're like, I think he doing something. I can't tell. And then the Tallahassee police walk in. And they cuff Chucky right there in front of you for wire fraud. Y'all couldn't wait. You know where he works. He wasn't gonna get away. No, we gotta cuff him right now in front of the children. Traumatize them. Nah, forget these kids. We gotta dish out justice real quick. Now the kids distraught. They over. You know that? Okay, all right. I'm sorry. It's funny because it's like I can see the kids being like, what'd he do?
You know that rumble in the throat when you really cry? There's a certain way you can cry when you're 6 that you never cry again. Like, this is like honestly, a 6-year-old will drop an ice cream and they'll be like, just mixing Disney voices, half Ursula, half Jafar. What'd he do? Let him go, he ain't did nothing. Kids out here vouching for him. He was here the whole time. Because you know that. You know, like when a kid cry long enough, they start coughing. And when a kid get real upset and they full of mediocre pizza, yo, free Chucky! Yo, free Chucky!
Oh.
Now you getting arrested at Chuck E. Cheese, they perp walking you slow just to embarrass you. Y'all really couldn't wait till he got out the costume too, because you know he can't walk fast with those feet. He still got the costume feet on and everything. So now they over here. They get Chucky outside, slam him up against that car, boom. Patting Chucky down. Why you need to pat Chucky down? That would be wild though if Chucky had like a full-on Glock on him. Like that would be crazy. If Chucky he doesn't care where he is. He could be at Chuck E. Cheese, he could be in the streets, he keep that thing on him. The thing that I think would have been probably the toughest for the police, because I personally read about this, I didn't see video, so I don't know if this happened or not, but it would be hard. It'd be very difficult to, you know, open up that car door, and when they walked him out, they did it in full costume, like the head was still on. Like, that's crazy. This is a personal vendetta now that you have with Charles Entertainment Cheese. That you couldn't at least take the head off in Chuck E. Cheese. Imagine they take the head off. I mean, I'm sure the kids would have been more upset. Just, oh! Chucky Black! I could have sworn. Anyway. Look, there's not full video that I saw. This is all what I've read, but it's gonna be hard to put your hand on the back of Chucky's head and get him in the car without it looking like police brutality. Because it's not gonna fit. The head is too big. So now you over here, watch your head. Kids at the glass of the door. You know how Chuck E. Cheese built. They at the glass like, no! They beating up Chucky. Police like, no, I'm trying to get the head in. No, he won't fit. He can't even feel it like that. No, don't do that. Everybody start recording. Look what they doing to Chucky, y'all. And they take you down to the police station. Perp walking you. Downtown. Imagine if you got arrested that day. For possession of illicit substances. You know, it could be anything. It could be acid, it could be shrooms, it could be anything. And you got arrested for possession. You're not a dealer. They caught you doing essentially a victimless crime, trying to enjoy yourself, enjoy your Saturday. Maybe you don't have your life together. Maybe you're not invited to your kid's birthday party. And you get arrested, you're sitting downtown, waiting to be processed, and then Ayo. I know I got a right to remain silent. I know this may hurt me in court. But did a giant mouse just walk through here fully arrested? Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was still very high from drugs. It's insanity, you know what I mean? Now you gotta do everything. How you gonna take Chucky fingerprints? These aren't even functional. I don't know if they feet or hands, but they're not. Mug shot too. Those mug shots are cold. They're just like, ready, face me. Turn. Turn. No. Now you gotta sit in holding. Imagine, all you did was get a little drunk. Maybe get into a fight at a bar, you sitting in the drunk tank, and the only other is Chucky a person? Nobody else in there but you and Chuck E. Cheese. And whether it's jail or a birthday, they never really gave, at least that I know of, Chucky a voice. Chucky was always silent. At every birthday party I had at Chuck E. Cheese, Chucky was silent. You know, do the... Imagine you sitting there with Chuck E. Cheese in jail. You're wondering how your life took this turn. You look over at Chucky, and Chucky mad. Chucky like, you know, I thought I had that wire fraud on lock. I'm wondering who snitched. I'm wondering what went wrong, yeah? You look over at Chucky, and Chucky's like, what you looking at, dog? You got a problem? But all you see is... Yo, you want step? I'm just saying that in this like kangaroo circus of a court and justice system where we know the government is playing in our face, playing with really dangerous people who have done terrible things. If you're gonna pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, if you're gonna pardon Diddy, then at least yo, free Chucky, all right? Denver, y'all been phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
Mira.